If you are heading to the airport in the next few days, you're certainly not alone. We're talking about the busiest travel days of the year, and it's right around the corner. Joining us to help prepare for the holiday travel, we're talking to weather meteorologist Jason Frazer. Hi, Jason. How you doing?
Hey there, good to see you. You know, I'm counting down to Christmas. I cannot believe that it's just a couple of days. Sometimes you kind of look at your phone and you're like, where did the year go?
Absolutely. You are 100% right there. All right, so a lot of people planning to travel get somewhere important for Christmas on Sunday, but this comes as we're looking at some severe weather that is forecasted to hit the U.S. So what are you expecting to see?
Yes, so this is going to be a 1-2 punch for the majority of the country, because for the upper Midwest as well as even the Northeast, we're going to see some rain as well as some snow. But then behind the system, we got unfortunately, some frigid cold temperatures that will unfortunately provide a real shock to the system. Let's first talk about the system here. So as far as the snow goes, for those of you that are maybe going to be traveling from SeaTac to places like Chicago, Minneapolis, as well as Des Moines, these are all places that we will likely end up seeing some snow. Where you're seeing some of the pink, that includes Minneapolis as well as Duluth. There we could see anywhere from 5 to 8 inches of snow. If you're going to be traveling to the Northeast, places like Philadelphia, New York, as well as Boston, we're expecting mainly rain showers, but the concern is going to be, because some of this could be a wintry mix, we could see some flash flooding right where you see all of that yellow that's popping up. As far as the air travel goes, this is already impacting air travel. Matter of fact, 1 out of every 4 flights that are scheduled is experiencing some delay. New York's JFK Airport leading the way nationally with 84 flights delayed, Atlanta 75, and over at SeaTac, you just reported there 65 flights have been delayed. But Maria, the big concern I have is going to be the number of cancellations, 251 as of this morning being reported, and the bulk of those are coming out of not only Denver, but also over at SeaTac.
Wow, that is a lot of cancellations. And you know, a lot of these places that you mentioned, especially up north, they've seen snow like this, heavy snow before. How do these cities and airports get ready for an event like this?
Well, they have to do a couple of things. First, if you've ever traveled, you've seen a lot of the airplanes. Once they get done loading all the passengers, they usually have to move to a secondary location to get de-iced. That unfortunately takes time, and that's why you see some of these flights are delayed. You know, one of the other concerns that I'm going to have for those of you that are going to be flying out of SeaTac is going to be the wind. We've been potentially seeing some winds that are gusting up anywhere between 50 to about 60 miles per hour. If you're going to be moving over the Big Sky Country, Montana, and even over Idaho, it does potentially going to add to the potential, I should say, for turbulence. So please make sure that you keep your seatbelts fastened if you are going to be flying here. You know, the other thing is, even once you get to your destination, or maybe you're going to be at SeaTac, one of the things that I always am really concerned about is where the plane is coming from. So sometimes you may not be experiencing weather impacting your flights where you're at. Sometimes it's where the plane is coming from, and that's the reason why we always encourage people to check their respective airlines app, and also make sure to download the Fox Weather app, because if you're going to be traveling nationally, you're going to want to know what the weather is going to be like where you're going. So we'll give you any updates as they come in directly to your cell phone.
And you know, there is just nothing worse than like horrible stress during this time of year, but it happens. So what is the play here? I mean, if you can get out earlier, do you do that? Or do you just kind of accept that your flight could very well be canceled and make other plans?
Yeah, I would highly recommend that you leave earlier rather than later. A couple of reasons for that. One is, the earlier you leave, the less likely that your plane's going to be delayed or canceled. And even if your early flight is canceled, you still have other flights after that to potentially get on. A lot of airlines, unfortunately, they're at max capacity, or even if they're not at max capacity, maybe it's about 95%. If your flight is canceled, it's on a first-come, first-served basis, right? So imagine there's 150 people on that respective canceled flight. That means there's 150 people all jockeying to get to that particular destination. And already this morning, I mean, we're starting to see some major delays popping up for Minneapolis as well as Sioux Falls. As the afternoon and the evening progresses, we're anticipating Omaha, Minneapolis, as well as even those of you moving into and out of Salt Lake City to experience some delays. And then, Maria, tomorrow, it's mainly going to be for the Midwest. So St. Louis, Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Cincinnati, all will end up seeing seeing some of those delays here. So keeping your fingers crossed earlier rather than later. And if you have an opportunity, make sure to move potentially your flight up. A lot of airlines have already waived that change fee.
All right, Jason, we really appreciate your insight in what is a busy travel season. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, and happy holidays.
Absolutely. That was Fox meteorologist Jason Frazer. All right, now let's